Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the annual fish drive of the All Sports Association. I want to thank you all for being here. We got a pretty good house here tonight. How was the food, by the way? Pretty good. Good job, guys. Just kind of curious, do we have any, we have a few high school seniors here, I imagine. Any high school seniors out there? All right, some juniors? I got one back there, maybe. I think there's a few more than that. I want to welcome you here tonight. This night is about you guys, and we'll keep that. Want to make sure we remember that as we go through the evening. But thank you for making the time to be here tonight. We're excited. This is our banquet week. We're off to a great start as an organization. I want to open things up by introducing Chris Shinnick, a member of our organization, to open with the invocation. Chris.
How's everybody doing? Good food? It's already been blessed. Let me just ask God to continue to bless our time tonight. So pray with me if you could. God, thank you so much. Everything we're going to celebrate tonight, all the hard work, all the effort, all the support that's represented in this room. If we haven't done it already, the right thing to do is just acknowledge that it's because of your grace, it's because of your blessings, it's because of all that you've provided, Lord. And whether we acknowledge that throughout the seasons or right now, we just want to give you praise and thanks for that. We ask for your smile down upon us. And would this be a fun time of just celebrating, really, again, the incredible athletes and the efforts, and that this would, for many, just be the beginning of incredible careers, of honoring you and taking care of business. We love you, Lord. Bless the rest of our time. It's in your name we pray, Jesus. And everybody said, amen. Amen. Let's have fun.
Thank you, Chris. Well, thank you, Chris. As we get the program started, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't start by introducing and welcoming up our All Sports President this year, Mr. Carter Zorn, who's led us through a lot of effort and preparation getting here tonight. So, Carter, if you would.
Hey guys, I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'm really excited to see everybody. I'm really excited to be able to recognize all the athletes from our local area, and just excited to have a fun banquet week. I'm excited about our speaker tonight. I think he's going to do an awesome job, and I want to take just a minute to thank all of our sponsors that are here tonight. We've got some members that do a little bit of work for us. They don't look like they're working super hard right now, but we can't do it without our sponsors. They're what makes this happen, and so thank you guys for all your effort and energy and everything you put into this. So, thank you.
Well, this is, as I said, kind of the start of our All Sports Week. We have a few events tomorrow, as many of you might know. I always enjoy this event. I want to thank President Carter Zorn for allowing me to be here and host us tonight. I brought a tie sitting on the table. I decided to take it off because we're going to have a little fun tonight. This is the All Sports Association. I just want to give you a little background. We're 100 dues-paying members and past presidents that are completely volunteers. We have no administration, no administrative staff at all, no staff at all. Everything we do is volunteers. And I like to just point out, one of the things I'm proudest about this organization is that all the money received, 100% after our expenses that we have for like food, just getting the food and the condiments and things like that, 100% is given back to our community through the many programs that support our youth athletics. I'm very, very proud of that. And I want to thank all those volunteers. We've got a bunch of them here tonight passing out the food. And guys, I want to thank you for your work. So seniors, there's a bunch of you out here, I know. You weren't very loud, by the way. On behalf of all of the members of our organization, all of your coaches, all of your teachers, and your parents, let me be the first to congratulate you tonight on the incredible accomplishments you guys have had. It's been an incredible, when I think about you guys, you've been through some of the most unique and difficult challenges through these last couple of years, I have to say. Over the last 2 years, this pandemic that we went through was new to all of us. And I think if I had to look at any group that was impacted the hardest, it might have been the graduating seniors last year and this year. You guys went through a lot. Obviously the pandemic presented some challenges for all of us, no doubt about it, but we learned new ways to learn, new ways to interact with each other, and it was kind of a reset, but I think we're kind of pulling through. I do think it's important to just share that I think we're blessed to be part of this three-county community that we're in. It's something different, and I'm most proud of the leadership that was demonstrated by our local teachers, our local school boards, our local governments, our state government. I think it's obvious Florida's open for business. I think that has it's made life here a little more normal, at least for us, than maybe than others. So I want to thank all those folks. But most of all, tonight it's the parents, coaches, teachers that we all must thank tonight the most. So seniors, as you're ready to move on to the next chapter of your lives, never compromise those values you learned right here in Northwest Florida. We live in a special place. There is no place like our community here. And so we give God, we give thanks to God, certainly for the many blessings that He's given us, and they're countless every day. But the one I want to thank Him for tonight is being able to call this place home. That's so thank you, God, for that. So lastly, as you get ready to, as you leave here tonight, I ask you one thing, kids, all the seniors, graduating seniors, do one thing for me. Don't forget to thank all of those people who helped you get to where you are right here tonight. Don't forget, especially your parents, all right? So anyway, let's, I want to start the evening here tonight, the program, by recognizing a couple, we have some special guests here tonight. I know I saw earlier, we have a couple elected officials here with us tonight. I'd like to recognize Judge Ketchel and Commissioner Carolyn Ketchel. If you would please stand up. There they are. So tonight we got the package deal of the elected officials. I wanted to also recognize two of my favorite people over here, Brian and Kathy Haugen. I want to thank you for all you've done, all your board's done to support youth and really represent the values all that Taylor represented. We're proud of you for ensuring the safety of kids, but also ensuring his legacy lives on every day. So thank you for all you've done there. Can I see Eric Trapp? Eric, I want to say thank you for being here tonight. Stand up if you would. You're this year's Taylor Haugen Award winner. Trophy winner. Taylor Haugen Trophy winner, Eric Trapp. As many of you know, the trophy represents that don't quit, never give up attitude. And I think Eric has expressed that quite well and demonstrated that through his actions and the values that represents, which are academics, athletics, leadership, community service, and Christian faith. So thank you for being here tonight, Eric. Congratulations on your award. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Is by chance Caleb Wagner here from Baker? I don't know who he is. I did not get a confirmation, but all right. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if he was going to be here, but anyway, Caleb Wagner, as you know, shattered the rushing records in Florida, and I think his accomplishments were worthy of recognizing him. So we'll move on. We have several other notable students and coaches and administrators that we have here tonight that we'll recognize here in just a moment, and as we move on. I want to kind of start things with the All Sports Spirit Award. Last year we introduced it for the first time. It was an annual award we set up to recognize local students whose participation in high school sports, whether it's cheer, band, any team sport, even management, equipment, whatever the role, anyone in that position that inspires others through their example by contributing directly to the school's success and their athletics and so on. So each recipient of the award embodies his or her school spirit and is hereby recognized as a difference maker. The intent of this award is to recognize school spirit, don't forget. So don't hesitate to make a little noise when your classmate is called out, all right? I'm asking for your involvement tonight. Let's get a little loud. So I want to congratulate the following students. First of all, I want to thank Fran Hidrick for coming up and facilitating this idea. So thank you, Fran. So tonight we recognize these students as the winners of the Spirit Award winners for their respective schools. I'm going to start with Zachary Gooch from Freeport. Zachary, are you here tonight? Come on up. Is there any Freeport Bulldogs here in the house? Zachary, please stay up here. If you would, Zachary, hang out here for a second. We'll get a picture when we're done. Kaylee Kasula from Choctaw. Kaylee, where are you? Choctaw Indians. I'm going to ask our next winner as you make your way up. Congratulations, Kaylee. I hope I got your name right. Kasula. Our next winner is from Niceville, Brianna Beauchamp. Are you here, Brianna? Brianna Beauchamp. Congratulations, Brianna. Next on the list is from Baker. The Baker Gators, Whitney Walker. Whitney, are you here? There we go. I hear some Baker representation here tonight. Whitney, thanks for teaching the Baker Gators how to have some school spirit. That was nice. And representing Navarre, I know they were obviously from a little bit of a travel distance, but representing Navarre, I want to thank Brittany Bowie for making it out here tonight. Brittany. Congratulations, Brittany. The South Walton Seahawks, Carson Troy. Carson. Some Seahawk pride. All the way from Paxton, Alex Lacey. Alex, you're here tonight. Did I see Alex? Maybe, all right. We'll move on to Fort Walton Beach, the Vikings. Luke Bilger, are you here, Luke? Go Vikings. And again, this could be any sport or any organization that these guys are involved in, but they exude and personify the school spirit. So, well done, guys. All the way from Crestview, Lewis Richard. Lewis, are you here? Lewis, make your way down. Did I get that? Is it Louis? Lewis. Lewis Richard, congratulations. Got a couple Bulldogs here, up here tonight. And then from Rocky Bayou, Sydney Athern. I said that right. Sydney Athern. Sydney. Well done, Sydney. I know McKinnon Campbell Work from Walton High School couldn't be with us tonight. She had a college visit this evening, so she wasn't able to join us. And Clay Fowler from Laurel Hill had his first baseball game. They had opening season tonight, so he couldn't be with us. So if you anybody from Laurel Hill, Walton, or Paxton, if anybody's here from those schools, stay with us afterwards so we can maybe have the award and bring that back to them. But in the meantime, let's give a round of applause for all these award winners. Oh, yeah. All right, we've got a lot of other folks here tonight representing their schools, and I want to make sure we get through this. I'm going to, I got a little challenge here. Some of these are printed small, and I might miss a name or two, but I'll do my best. But I'm going to give them in the order that they were handed to me. And I'm going to start with Fort Walton Beach High School. Let's hear some noise for Fort Walton Beach Vikings. I got a whole group of coaches here tonight, I understand. Chip Petrie, you here? Chip? Please stand up as I call your name. Thanks for being here, Chip. Josh Pullum. Chip. Mercedes Claiborne. Megan Seacamp. She's a, and then the cheer coach is Crystal Duvall. Crystal, you're here. All right, I'm going to recognize the students. I know I've got a number of them here. Basketball, three-time player of the year, signed with Northwest Florida State. Samantha Shearer. Samantha. And we just talked to Luke Bilger. Stand up again, Luke, the Spirit Award winner. So Carrie Seacamp, swimming and track. Heading to Smith College. Parker Hill, football weightlifting. Parker. Headed to Louisiana Monroe. Congratulations. Preston Brown, football weightlifting. Preston's heading to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Congratulations. Piper Snowden, volleyball, basketball. Considering a couple offers. Congratulations, Piper. Paris Smith, also basketball. Got a couple offers on the table. Congratulations, guys. Elia Adams, weightlifting, cheer. Elia? I think it's Elia. I missed that. So anyway, sixth place finish in state. Well done. Empress Verdun. I'm gonna mess these up, I know. Empress Verdun. Empress, thank you for being here. And Selena Lopez. Cheer. Selena. Thanks for being here, Selena. Izzy Jones. Job, Izzy. And Mystica Rainey. All right. I think that anybody else from Fort Walton Beach here? I'm getting tired. Hey, thank you for your, no, I'm just kidding. Thank you for your presence here tonight. That's what we want to do. Next year, I want to make sure you guys ratchet up the attendance on all the schools. Thank you very much, guys, for your representation. Next I got Niceville High School Eagles, and I want to thank Grant Thompson for making the trip over here. Coach Thompson, thanks for being here. I want to also just mention tonight, before I get into the list, we have a very short list here tonight. Unfortunately, there's a lot of conflicts tonight. We had, I think we had, if I understand, I know baseball, softball, and track. In fact, track had 9 signees that are not with us tonight. So unfortunately, we won't. They're not here to be recognized, but we congratulate all of them collectively. So and thanks for all your work up there. Also, yeah, thank you. Here. Greg Thompson is the AD, as we know, and the head football coach. We also, joining him, we have Adrian Robinson, the assistant football coach. He's the offensive coordinator. Adrian, where are you? I saw you over here. And Mitch Ennis. Mitch is the golf coach. Mitch, I saw you back there too. Good to see you. The students from Niceville, Austin Firestone. Are you here, Austin? Okay, let's see. I know I saw Noah Harmon. Noah. Stand up, Noah. Noah's heading to Cornell University, where he was going to run track, and I want to congratulate Noah also for being the All Sports Scholastic Male Award winner this year. He'll be receiving his award at our banquet tomorrow night. So congratulations, Noah. John Harmon, are you here from Niceville? John? Nope. Emily Osborne. Emily, there you are. Emily's heading to the University of Mobile playing volleyball. Congratulations, Emily. And then Paige Doloff. I got a chance to see Paige earlier. Paige, job well done, Paige. Paige is she's going to be heading out to the academy, the U.S. Air Force Academy, where she's going to excel in swimming. I know that. So congratulations, Paige. And we had Bree Beauchamp. Is that? There you go. Bree Beauchamp again, our Spirit Award winner. Megan Charlton? Megan Charlton? Is Megan here? Megan, good to see you. I hope I didn't get... I'm reading some handwriting here, but representing the cheerleading squad over there. Good to see you, Megan. Anybody else from Niceville here tonight? If you would, stand up if you're here. All right. Thank you, Niceville Eagles. All right, moving on. Choctaw High School, Choctawhatchee High School. I know there's a number of folks here. I saw coming in the door. I saw Miss Gates, Cindy Gates. Are you here? I saw you here. Please stand up. I know you. I'm going to embarrass you. Oh, she did step out. Andy Thigpen, athletic director. Andy, I saw you too. Good to see you, Coach. All right, and representing the students over at Choctaw, I'm going to start with Bobby Hudgens. Bobby, are you here tonight? Bobby? Oh, there he is. Stand up, Bobby. You got to get your, there you go. Rowan Franklin, representing the softball team. Rowan. Kendall Wilson, playing soccer. Kendall. Deanna Bottino, did I get that right? Bottino? Cross country and track. Sorry if I messed it up. Chloe Fernandez, also cross country and track. Chloe. All right, we're gonna move on to football. Football, basketball, Elijah Johnson. Elijah, you're here. There he is on the wall. All I got's a name here. Somebody help me out here. I got Cameron. That's all I got. Cameron, good to see you. What's your last name, Cameron? Close enough. Thanks for being here, Cameron. And then we got Jonathan Boyd with football. Jonathan on the wall as well. Jonathan, thanks for being here. Any other Choctaw Indians that I have not recognized tonight? Back here? Noah. Noah's a junior over there. I had the pleasure of talking to him earlier today, too. Good to see you, Noah. So moving on, all right, I'm just gonna do it anyway. Here we go. No, okay, we got Navarre High School, Navarre Raiders. Representing us tonight, again, it was a drive. I know we already mentioned her earlier, but Brittany Bowie, stand up one more time. Brittany Bowie, thank you. Again, I know it's not easy to get over here on a night like a Thursday night like this, so thank you for making the effort to get out. We appreciate you being here, and we congratulate you for all you're doing over there. Any other nice Navarre students here tonight? Okay. Crestview Bulldogs, where are you? I know there's a couple here. Again, this is, I've got a couple. I know, again, this is conflicting with a lot of things going on in the schedule, I know. So I want to thank those that are here tonight. Jay Sanders, or Principal Sanders here? No, okay, there he is. Principal Sanders, thank you for making the trip. Proud of what you guys are doing up there at Crestview. It's a strong program. Representing the soccer team at Crestview, Louis Richard, our Spirit Award winner. Louis. We're proud to have you guys here, part of this community. Thank you very much for all you do. Shift gears to Freeport. I think we have a few here tonight. I'm going to start with the athletic director, Sean Arts. Sean, are you here? Yeah, there he is in the back. And we have the Spirit Award winner. We saw Zachary Gooch. Zachary, thank you again for being out, making the trip over. All right. And also from Walton County, the South Walton Seahawks. Where's Principal Tibbetts? I saw her come in here and say, there she is. How you doing, Alexis? I want to recognize and just also say thanks to Coach Tiza for all the work that he's done over there. I know we got a couple representatives here tonight. Bryce Wonder with basketball. Bryce was nominated for the Male Scholastic Award. Congratulations, Bryce, for all you've done. Hayes Gibson, golf. I see you're heading to Huntingdon College, and I know a lot of good golfers have headed that direction. Congratulations. And Carson Troy, who we just met, Spirit nominee, Spirit Award winner. And then last but not least is Heidi Heidi Scally. Heidi. She's running track and cross country. Congratulations. Thanks for being here tonight. And we're going to shift. I think I got one more here, and that is last but not least, the Baker Gators. Baker. There we are. I know you guys got a bunch of people here. Is Principal Martello, he's not here tonight, I don't believe. But how about Coach Brunson? Coach Brunson, good to see you again, Coach. Who serves also as the athletic director. So, and you guys have some incredible success up there. I know, I was looking at your rec. I couldn't believe, I figured, how did anybody beat you guys? That's what I always kept asking myself. So congratulations on all you got going up there. We met earlier Whitney Walker, the Spirit Award winner, junior. Whitney. And she's joined tonight by Stella Hurley. Stella's going to head out a senior looking for a nursing career. Congratulations. She was the academic female nominee from Baker School. So congratulations to you guys. So anyway, I always enjoy that. This is a chance to get to know what the kids are doing in the community. And we couldn't be more proud of your accomplishments. So again, for everybody here tonight, I want to ask one more round of applause for all the students. All right, our next, I'm going to shift gears just a bit here and just tell you, I've been involved in this organization for a number of years. And just a few years ago, we had a chance to meet with the high school coaches. And we just had a meeting with them. I know Coach Brunson, you were there. There was several others. And one of the things that I heard loud and clear was that the coaches get all the attention. And whereas the assistant coaches are the ones that can often make such an impact in kids' lives, because they're having a profound impact because they're working with them closely, obviously, and doing the details. And the assistant coaches would work, sometimes they work for decades, they get no attention, but until now. We started a tradition here, and I want to thank Don Collins, our past president, Don Collins. I know you're right here somewhere. I want to thank him for seeing this effort through. So with that, tonight I'm very pleased, absolutely thrilled to have a very special guest with us tonight to help us present this award. In fact, I'm going to ask him to come on up right now. I'm going to ask college football legend, former FSU defensive coordinator, Mickey Andrews, to make his way up here and join me on stage as we all recognize him for his stellar contributions to so many young men. Coach, I can't say enough about what you've done for so many young men in their lives, on and off the field. But many may not remember Coach Andrews earned 2 national championships as a wide receiver, defensive back for the University of Alabama Crimson Tide under Bear Bryant. Coach Andrews served as Bobby Bowden's defense coordinator for 26 years, coaching NFL caliber players like Ron Simmons, Derek Brooks. He coached some of the best cornerbacks ever, including guys like Leroy Butler, Terrell Buckley, and of course, Dion. As a Gator fan, he was responsible for a lot of my heartache over the years. He and Coach Bowden both retired in 2009, and I'm guessing that a lot of FSU fans wish he and Coach Bowden never left. All right. Both men were great men of faith. I don't care who you rooted for. These guys earned all of our respect by the way they served as role models for their players, by the way they taught men how to succeed on the field, off the field, and by the way their faith in Jesus was at the core of everything they did. So in 1996, Coach Andrews was awarded the Frank Broyles Award, recognizing him as the top assistant coach in the nation. So it's not hard to understand why the All Sports Association recently voted to rename our Assistant Coach of the Year Award, something we've given away about 3 years now, the Mickey Andrews Award, recognizing the area's most deserving assistant coach. I'm honored to ask Coach Andrews to help us present this year's Mickey Andrews Award to the most deserving assistant coach we have around.
I appreciate that. I was at Florida State for 26 years and had an opportunity to come over here to this banquet a bunch of times. And then when I retired, I got a call from the guys over here and they said, we want you to be an honorary member. So I talked to you as one of you, okay? But I think it's so great for what you guys do to honor people from this area, all the way from a professional level down as far as you can go. How many of you have received an award of achievement from this group? Raise your hand. I know there's a lot of people here that were. That's great. But it's y'all do a great job over here honoring these guys and gals. And I appreciate the opportunity to just be a part of you and to have this trophy named after me. Thank you very much.
Coach, I'm going to ask you to hang out for a second if you would. We're honored to have you here and being part of our club as well. Thank you very much for everything you've done. As a Gator fan, I couldn't have more respect for you.
You probably didn't know it, but I coached down there.
That's right. I did learn that. You coached 2 years down in Florida.
Got smart.
I knew that was coming. So this year's Mickey Andrews Award recipient, I'm excited to say that now. Thank you, Coach. This year's recipient started as a youth football coach and has served as assistant coach at Niceville High School since 2010, supporting student athletes in football, flag football, weightlifting. His resume also includes a stint as assistant track and field coach along the way as well. This year's winner of the Mickey Andrews Award, representing the area's Assistant Coach of the Year, is Niceville High School's Adrian Robinson. Coach Robinson, please make your way up. Let's come all the way around. So Coach Robinson currently serves as running back coach on a perennial offensive juggernaut. It's a machine. Position he's had for the last 11 years. During this tenure, he also served as the college recruiting coordinator, leading a movement where he spearheaded the movement to help student athletes move to the next level. His work with students has resulted in more than 125 athletes signing with colleges over the last 10 years. In his free time, he serves as head coach for the Niceville girls flag football team, a position he's held for 6 seasons, and has volunteered his time in Take Stock in Children, which helps deserving low-income youth escape the cycle of poverty through education. His volunteer and community efforts go way beyond that as well in the community. He's something else. In 2019, he was brought in by new head coach and AD Grant Thompson as co-offensive coordinator and led that juggernaut offense fielded by the Eagles. Over the last 3 years, the Eagles have amassed a record of 32-5, including 7 playoff wins. Awesome.
Here we go.
So I know the punter. I was telling Coach Thompson, I know the punter pretty well, Nathan Stepp. Nathan's a credible punter, but he didn't get near the recognition he deserved because he didn't get any chances. We punted one time a game. He don't get any chances. So needless to say, the Niceville offense under Coach Robinson's leadership has been hard to stop. So I want to welcome and congratulate, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Adrian Robinson from Niceville High School. Most deserved. Thank you. Thank you again. Congratulations. Thank you, Coach. Thanks for being here tonight. So, Carter, are we ready? We've got a good speaker tonight. I want to tell you, I was excited when I found out who our speaker was going to be this evening. I think you guys are in for a real treat here. Tonight's, I'm just going to start this out. I know he's getting, Carter, you going to make his way up? Okay, here we go. Tonight's speaker is NFL great, Takeo Spikes. He's an all-pro linebacker, had one heck of a football career. In high school, he was named Mr. Football in Georgia. And then he signed and went on to star at Auburn University, where he was the MVP of the 1997 SEC Championship game. By the way, are there any Auburn fans here tonight? All right. I think you're in for a treat. In 1998, he was the 13th overall pick by the Cincinnati Bengals and went on to stack up 15 NFL seasons, including stops at Buffalo, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and San Diego. 15 seasons is a rarity in the NFL if you know anything about it. I think they average maybe three years on average. In the history of the NFL, only 51 guys ever in the NFL history can top his 215 NFL starts. In fact, he's only one of 7 linebackers to rack up more than 200 career NFL starts ever. This man has been called one of the most jacked linebackers in the NFL, and at one point was benching 490 pounds. No one could argue that he was certainly, if you watched him, he was one of the toughest, fiercest, hardest hitting linebackers when he played the game. These days, he serves as a San Francisco 49ers analyst and channels his trademark ferocity into his own weekly podcast called Behind the Mask. Do yourself a favor and write that down, find it. His book of the same name was inspiration for the podcast. Had a chance to listen to the podcast, and it is inspiring. On top of all this, he gives back through his TKO camp in Georgia, where boys and girls get to participate with professional athletes in a wide range of sports and activities. Much like this organization, the All Sports Association, the proceeds from his TKO camp go to support local youth athletic programs. I think it's pretty clear why we're so hyped tonight to introduce tonight's guest speaker. He is an NFL legend. He is Takeo Spikes. Takeo.
Ready to do this?
Oh yeah. How is everybody doing tonight? I don't know about you guys. We all could have been doing different things, but I am highly blessed to be here today with you, to be able to share knowledge with all of the future young stars that is coming out, getting ready to spread their wings and go on to the next level. Let's give them a round of applause. To my high school athletes, are you guys centrally located in one spot, or everybody is spread around everywhere? By a show of hands, let me just see where you are. Okay, good, good, good. I asked that question because I remember sitting in the same seat that you're sitting in now, and I'll tell you straight up, it doesn't matter if you're black, doesn't matter if you're white, doesn't matter if you're Indian. I too sat in that same seat where you're sitting in right now. And I remember having people come and talk to me, talk to our teams. And they made a point of emphasis to share some knowledge, share some wisdom that I knew could get me to that next level. And so tonight, when I was asked to come and speak with you guys and share my stories of some of the things that I've done, to me it was a no-brainer, because I put myself right back in the same seat that you're sitting in tonight with hopes of making sure that I give you the knowledge that I wish somebody gave me when I was the same age that you were. By a show of hands, who wants to be successful in life? Just take a look around. Just keep your hands up. If you raise your hand, take a look around. Look and see. Everybody got their hands up. Right? Everybody got their hands up. But maybe the question should be, are you willing to do what it takes to be successful? I remember Marv Levy, one of the greatest head coaches in the National Football League, notoriously known for being in Buffalo, losing the 4 Super Bowls. But one of his favorite sayings was, you have to be willing and you have to be able. And he told his team, are you willing and are you able to compete at a level so high that it cannot be matched? And so I want to drop that nugget and leave it with you guys, because at the end of the day, you know, everybody have different methods. Some people like to write goals down. Some people like to have a goal coach. Some people like to share what they're doing with their own immediate circles. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself this question. What is more important? And I pose this question to you guys. What's more important? What you acquire in the end, or who you become throughout the process? What do you acquire in the end, or who do you become throughout the process? I ask that question because I personally think everybody has an end goal. Everybody knows what they want to be in the end. We can visualize, oh, I can imagine how it would feel to be able to win the Super Bowl. I can imagine how it feels to be able to get the bag, the money. I can imagine how it feels to be able to come back in my hometown with the car of my choice and just smile so everybody can say he did a good job. But the bottom line is, you can't become none of that until you embrace the journey that you decide to take. See, life is similar to going to an amusement park. When you get on that roller coaster, that's something that really creates similarity in life. Why? You're gonna go through all the emotional highs, and we know how it feels to go through the emotional lows. And so with knowing that, why I feel like it's so important to be able to embrace the journey, because you don't know what's gonna come ahead of you. You have no idea. The only thing that I can promise you, and anybody else can promise you, this thing or this word that starts with the letter A, adversity. Don't care who you are, white, black, Indian, whatever race, gender, you're gonna go through adversity. And my thing is, when adversity hits, that's when it really shows who you are. And how you will be defined is how you respond and how you handle that adversity. The reason why I love the game of football, and I know we have different athletes in here, the reason why I love sport itself, because I truly believe it's a microcosm of life. And what makes it even better, parents, I know you can really relate to this. What makes sports so good, because everything you tried to teach your little baby boy, your baby girl, for a lifetime, they can get that within a 60-minute ball game playing basketball. They can get it through a 60-minute game playing football. That's why sport is so important. So what exactly am I talking about? Well, number one, let's start with discipline. Your parents can tell you all the time, boy, you better clean your room. You need to start taking initiative. You need to make sure you follow your chores. Well, you're not disciplined. Well, when you look at that and look at the tie and the crossover of how it relates to sport, I think about accountability. You gotta be disciplined. If it requires you to take the ball out of bounds and you can't put your foot on the line, you have to be disciplined. Because if you're not, guess who's going to suffer? Not only you, but you're gonna kill the rest of the people on the team. That's the discipline. Another thing, accountability. When I talk about sport itself as a microcosm of what we go through in life, I love it because you learn so much within a 60-minute time frame. The discipline, the accountability, the responsibility that you have for one another. Also, the effort. And when I think about effort, one guy comes to mind. And he spoke right before I came up here today. Where is Coach Mickey Andrews? Is he still here? Coach Mickey. I met Coach Mickey Andrews back in 1990, telling my age here right now, but it's okay. 1993, I think. No, 92. I went to a camp. I heard about the great Mickey Andrews. If he was water, I was a dry sponge. I was trying to soak up everything he said. The one thing that he said that I took away with me going all the way back to Georgia was, It's one thing on this football field you can't control. And he asked people, what was it? Nobody answered it right. He then stood up and said, it's your effort. You can always control your effort. And so when I heard you and I saw you up on the program, I had to give you a big shout out, man, because you've been very instrumental in so many people's lives, and even mine. And I didn't even go to Florida State. But I thank you, and I just wanted to pay tribute to you for that. So I appreciate that. So when I talk about football and understanding the similarities as far as what life can teach you or what the game of sport can teach you, it's important to be all of that. To have discipline, accountability, responsibility, the effort, being committed to something, and more than anything, having the honest gut, not with so much everybody else, because one of the things that I've always taken heed to is this: you can lie to anybody you want to. And you can go about it and feel okay, I guess, if that's who you are. But it's one person you can't lie to. You can't lie to yourself when you wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, did I do everything I possibly could do in order to become the player that I wanted to be? Did I do everything I possibly could do before I went to sleep earlier today to become the man or woman that I wanted to be? So when I think about all of the intangibles, as far as being that person, being that player that you really want to be, those are the things that you have to keep close to your heart. Those are the things that you always have to keep close inside of your gut. Because at the end of the day, we all get tired. It's gonna be plenty of days to where you're not gonna feel like doing anything. I have a 19-year-old daughter, and I was telling her at the age of 3 years old, she really didn't understand me, but now she does. I used to tell her, look, how much effort does it take to wake up and to be average? When she was 3, she used to be like, huh? But by the time she got to 5, 6 years old, I trained her by telling her, you don't have to do anything. You can wake up, don't put no effort, walk out the door, congratulations, you're average. But if you really want to get ahead, if you really want to take out the next person who is rated higher than you, if you really want to show a coach, even though they may have them ranked higher than you right now, if you really want to show them I am a force to be reckoned with, keep it close with you. Use it as motivation. Because ultimately, it's easy to wake up and do stuff when you're supposed to do it, when you feel like doing it. If you really want to create separation with yourself and become the highest form of yourself, the ones who can get through it and understand it's only temporary. And if I can keep that accountability, the discipline, the effort, the commitment, and being honest about my performance with myself when I go to bed at night and when I wake up in the morning, I promise you, you will be a different athlete, but more importantly, you will be a better human being, a better man, a better woman. So I appreciate the opportunity tonight to be able to share some of the things that I went through when I was a youngster, and even some of the things that I wish somebody would have told me since I was sitting in this same seat. So I thank you. Guys, if you have, Lee, are you close by? See, me and Lee, I told Lee, we got a little love-hate relationship. He did a lot of day drinking over here. He went to the other Gators, the other orange and blue.
Hello, Gators. Guys, let's hear it for Takeo Spikes. I got a few things I want to run by you. I know as a player, you were extremely fierce, extremely competitive, extremely motivated, extremely jacked. I think we got that loud and clear, but I just want to know, I'm kind of curious to know that if you play 15 years and you come to a stop, that was about 8 years ago, something like that, you seem to have redirected your fire somehow, some way into other pursuits. I just want to know a little bit about what is it that, for instance, for example, one thing I read, you went back to the University of Miami and got a master's in business at 40 years old. So I know that's not easy to do. What is it? What is that fuels you today? What is it that gives you that fire today?
That's a great question, Lee. I wish more people would ask me that. Student athletes, especially, you need to hear this one right here. I was that same person who always said, I told my mother and my father, man, I just want to go to school and go to the league. I'm going to make a paycheck. My mama then used to say, boy, if you don't get your education, you could go broke. I was like, Mom, as long as I know my checks and balances, I'm not going broke. But fast forward, the reason why I went back to school, a lot of it came down to, for so many years in my life, I never wanted to be average. I never wanted to be that kid on the block, on the street corner, to where you was an all-pro legend in your county or your town. And by me having these habits, and I continued to train to be the best, every day when I woke up, I was in a hurry to go get better. I knew I had to go through school, but in my mind, this is what I heard. Those were the footsteps. Because if I felt like if I was sitting down watching TV, I heard somebody running behind me and ultimately they were going to pass me. So I went back to school because I wanted to keep that separation. I don't like nobody all up on me like that. I just really don't. I don't want the photo finish or nothing. I want you to clearly see I dominated. And so I decided to go, I went back to Auburn, got my undergrad, and then I had some of my friends. They were like, well, we're going to get an MBA. They thought when they said that, they thought that motivated me, but this is what I heard. So I had to go back and get it, because I couldn't let them outdo me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. We're, obviously, we can still see that fire. It's evident here tonight. I hope all you can sense what I'm sensing. But I'm gonna ask you a quick football question. I heard that Jerome Bettis once paid you a great compliment. He said Takeo Spikes is as good a linebacker as Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis has had a better supporting cast. So I certainly believe you're in that class. I watched you. I think you're in that class, no doubt about it. I also believe, though, that Ray had a bit of a supporting cast that he was with in his career. So tell me a little bit about some of the adversities you went through and how important is how much the player's success kind of depend on being in the right fit with coaches and so on. That's a tough question, I guess.
No, it's a valid question. It's a valid question because, oh my goodness, you just brought up something. Matthew Stafford, who knows him? This man played 12 years in Detroit, I think. 12 years. And so when you talk about having the right supporting cast and having the right timing, he got traded in 1 year. He beat damn near all of his records or came close, and he won a Super Bowl. So when you talk about timing, being in the right place, but more than anything, let's go back to the question that I asked earlier. What's more important? What you acquire in the end, or who you become throughout the process? And when I look at Matthew Stafford, he exemplifies that. He exemplifies that, and even for myself, I'll reel this off to you. 6-10, 2-14, 4-12, 7-9, 5-11. Those numbers represent the first 5 seasons that I played with the Cincinnati Bengals. We didn't win many games. At the end of my contract, I had my agent to do one thing. I say, I need for you to pull up this stat. Show me what percentage of players that are drafted to the Cincinnati Bengals that continue to play after their contract is up. The percentage of players that went on to move on and have an illustrious career or just a great career, it was shocking. It was at 18%. So the facts prove if you went to a certain place, Cincinnati, you were not, chances are you probably wouldn't make it out. So I talk about that record because it was plenty of days that I had to go inside of that locker room and I talk about discipline, I talk about commitment, I talk about being honest with myself. It was times I couldn't even partake in certain conversations with certain friends just because the negativity was so bad. And so guys, like I tell you, protect your circle. Make sure people in your circle that are down for you. You don't need anybody who's gonna give you the good old attaboy pat on the back, the attagirl pat on the back. No, you need somebody who's gonna be honest with you. And you have to take that responsibility too, and that's exactly what I did.
I mentioned the intro, the TKO camp, and I just kind of real quick want to know a little bit about what inspired you to set that up, and what. And I see I was watching the video the other night and saw like you had Patrick Willis and Deion Grant and all these professional athletes come and hang out with the kids, which is a pretty cool opportunity. Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to set it up, and tell me a little bit about what the kids get out of that.
I really like that because I haven't spent much time here. I have one of my closest friends here, Willie Gaucher. He's here, my college teammate. I had an opportunity to speak with him and just get the feel, and even just hearing him when he was in college talking about, man, my crib, my hometown. It was similar to how I grew up in a smaller town, Sandersville, Georgia. The love was there. And I want to definitely give a shout out to all of the board members and everybody who is a part of ASA Foundation. You guys do a wonderful job. And the reason why I decided to do that camp, because my heart is the same as you guys. It's important to be able to give back. It's no good for you to be the only one and you just sitting at the top by yourself. It gets lonely being at the top. But I also believe in legacy. So that's why it was so important for me to be able to create opportunities for kids who don't have opportunities and who want an opportunity. Not a handout. They just want an opportunity to be seen, to be highlighted, to be shown. And so I took it upon myself to create the camp. We've been doing it now for over 20 years. And I haven't done it the last 2 years because of COVID, and we're going to start it back this year. But it was important for me to be able to give back and create opportunities for kids to understand you can be whatever you want to be, but it all depends on your mental capacity of understanding how much do I want it? What does that commitment look like?
I got one more quick one, we'll open it up to the floor. I'm afraid to ask this one. 10 years ago, I saw a picture in the ESPN magazine, and it was a picture that featured, well, your neck. Your neck. I come to find out, it was a good shot. If you haven't seen it, look it up. But come to find out your neck measures 21 inches.
It used to.
How in the world do you find shirts? That's what I want to know. That's my last question. Anyway, you don't have to answer that.
No, I want to answer this because this is extra motivation. All right, so this story goes back to 1995. Terry Bowden, he was the head coach at Auburn. Gaucher smiling because he already knows. He was like, okay, man, when you come here on game day, you gotta wear a coat and tie. So I'm thinking like, all right, well, I guess I'll just go to the store and get me a coat and tie. So I remember going to J.C. Penney's And I was like, yeah, let me get a shirt. So they give me a shirt, and he was like, gave me a 16-inch collar around the neck. And I put it on. I couldn't even button the top, not the top button for the tie, but the lower one. I was like, no, this is way too small. He said, well, young man, the only thing I have is an 18. I was like, surely I can wear that. Put the 18 on, I got the top button, it was buttoned, but then I could not button the other part to where the tie connects. So I was like, wow, I thought something was wrong with me. So then I was like, man, what can we do? I need to wear a tie. Coach Terry Bowden said we need to wear a tie. And he was like, I think I got something for you. I was like, what is it? He brought out that little extender that has a little, the rubber on it. And so I was able to do that, but I knew once I put it on, I still have a mark around my neck from where it pinched me. So I knew from that time period, I gotta go to the league, because I gotta buy some custom-made shirts. I knew I had to make it.
Nice. I'm just glad he didn't hit me. Hey, anybody got any questions? Takeo. Right over there.
War Eagle, bro.
Yeah, man. Tell me about your time in Auburn and what you enjoyed becoming Auburn, man.
My time at Auburn was, it was amazing. It was amazing from the aspect of, it was where I learned how to be a man. It was meeting guys like Willie Gaucher, Stephen Davis, coming in up under their leadership, but the culture was established there, and I fell in love with it. And I went to the basketball game last night. Some of the same people that were there when I was 18 years old, actually 16, 17, they are still there now. And so it goes to show you, I think any time in life, if you want to be successful for a period of time or to make it sustainable, you got to have carryover in a part to where people are always going to be preaching the same message. And so when I think about Auburn, the continuity, the desire to be great, and the standard of being an Auburn man, I've always held that close and dear to my heart. And it's not by accident. When you even look at different teams, when they pick guys from Auburn, just listen to some of the adjectives that they use to describe the guy. And it ain't nothing I started, but it's guys that came before me. And so it just kind of like falls into suit. So I think it really helped me with my developmental growth of not only becoming a man, but really understanding how to handle certain situations. Anybody else got questions?
How does your faith shape you as a man?
How does my faith shape me as a man? My faith is everything to me. It really is. I remember when I was 13 years old, I grew up in the church. And my father brought home a tape one day. And I felt like he couldn't reach me, or at least he thought that. But he brought home a tape, and on this tape, it was talking about keeping your priorities in order. And when you talk about faith, faith was one of the nuggets that I picked away from the tape. Number two was your family. And so when I hear your question, you talk about faith. Faith is everything to me, because at the end of the day, you may spend a lot of time with a lot of people. But you gotta have faith when you spend time by yourself and you really have those hard conversations. And trust me, I've had some gut-wrenching conversations with myself. Good, bad, mostly even straddling the fence. But if it wasn't for my faith of having those conversations by myself, there's no way I would be on this podium right now being able to address you guys.
Any high schoolers that want to ask a question?
Got one right here.
Who's your hero and who kept you motivated?
My hero is my father. Who kept me motivated? Very good question. I would probably say my parents. And the reason why, it's one thing to talk the talk, it's another thing to walk the walk. And to be able to see them every day. I mean, we grew up, I got 3 other siblings. So to be able to see what consistency looks like day in and day out, even though you don't feel like it. My mother, she was a high school teacher. She taught special education. And, you know, that's a tough job. And especially when you come home to even more kids. So, what kept me motivated was just being able to see them continue to live they were the epitome of all of the adjectives that I talked about earlier. Being committed, you know, having discipline. And so by me seeing that and living that every day, it turned into a habit for me. And before I knew it, kind of like when Lee asked me about why did I decide to go back to school, I never wanted to be last and I never wanted to hear the footsteps, but like that's how, like it just turned into a habit for me and I always wanted more. And I didn't even know it. I remember going to Florida State with Coach Mickey Andrews, and I didn't even know before I even went there. I knew that I had interest, but going there and then leaving that camp, they were raving about my ability. But because I made it a habit to always be better, get better, don't listen to what somebody tells you, continue to get better, it became a habit. And that's what really motivated me day after day. Until ultimately I just started seeing, like, man, I am a pretty good football player. You know, I didn't relish in it because I didn't want it to stop. Any other questions? One more? Let's get one of the athletes if you have one.
Going once. Everybody good? No questions. All right, guys, let's hear it.
Thank you.
Guys, I want to, before we leave here, I want to ask Chris Shinnick, if you would, please come on up. We're going to, guys, as you close tonight, I'm going to let Chris close us with a prayer on the way out the door, but I'm going to ask you to just remember what I said. Please remember all the people who helped get you where you are here tonight, especially your parents. Make sure you thank them before you head out to your next chapter of your life, guys. Chris.
That's great. Let's stand together as we close in prayer. Takeo, I don't know if you meant to do this, but the acronym of the 4 things you shared were discipline, accountability, responsibility, and effort. And I promise, I dare you, see what I did there? I dare you to walk out those 4 things and stay average. You can't. You won't stay average. So thank you for that motivation. And let me just ask God to continue to seal that in us. God, you haven't called any of us to be average. Your word says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And God, if we just reflect on who you've called us to be and look around at all the support that's in this room and even beyond it with our family, we won't be average. So we ask your blessing to fall. Thank you for Takeo and his testimony and who you're continuing to call him to be. May he keep on this path, inspiring others, and we just bless all these families and student athletes, Lord. This is just the beginning. We love you and trust you. We pray this in your name, Jesus. And everybody said, Amen.
Be inspired, guys. Good night.